we are talking about. As he said, the highest rated.
Money check, swagger check,
what?
drip check,
Oh,
cut the
shit.
check. You know I say fly like a jet. I'm a triple threat. Watch me flex.
How's it going, buddy?
Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can.
Nice. Good evening.
Good evening, Bam. Evis, can you hear Bam okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Nice. All right. Well, we got a late Sunday match. This is fun. We haven't had one of these. Bam, how you feeling, man?
Feeling great, man. How about yourself?
Yep, pretty good. Just double adopted someone, so that always gets the blood pumping.
Nice. I've just now recovered from the lashings that I've gotten from the last spot, so this is perfect.
Yeah, we do remember your last outing, and it has been a minute since you last played. Does that throw you off a little bit? Like you kind of just want to get back to it? Has the break been good or bad for you?
You know, the break, I took a little break and just took some time to myself and just kind of reflected on that. That was a pretty bad one. So no, I think the break was good. We'll see today, I guess, right?
Yep, that's right. Right. That cam up there looking great. And Eviscerated, you got your coach here with you. I think I see him, and he claims he's on a flight right now, but he's made it into the chat.
That's cool. I'm glad to know that he's here. I think it was kind of up in the air, no pun intended, on whether or not he was going to be able to arrive.
But nevertheless, in case of a timeout, you're probably not calling Bhamdeezy in the air.
If he's available, I will, but I have Guppy as a backup.
Very nice. And Bam, your coach present for the match.
I don't know if Fish is here right now, but I'm just happy that Felix is here. That makes me happy.
Yep. Oh yeah, he's definitely got some energy. He's on a flight over Afghanistan trying to cheer for my man. I love that.
Wow.
The commitment. I can say that Fish was there earlier on Twitch. He resubbed, so I know that he's around. So he may very well be, but I don't see him at the moment. In case of a timeout, Bam, are you relying on Fish sending a message, or are you just gonna wing it?
I might just wing it. Honestly, if I need to take a timeout, I might just take a timeout just and take some time to myself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of last time. I see Fish is here. That's great. Thank you.
Let's go.
Fish.
Yeah, so we got everyone here. Perfect. And Eviscerated, Bam was alluding to maybe potential lashings that his coach may have handed since the last L. You guys are both in the losers bracket, so we know that your coach maybe hands those lashings out the most. Have you had a chance to review with Felix since last time?
Yeah, we had a really good session yesterday. Whenever a couple of things. Sorry, my mind's not really in it right now. But yeah, good session.
I hear you. Well, late night Sunday can energize you, or you can can be like the Sunday scaries. So with that, Bam, why don't you, as our man on cam, why don't you call our coin toss here, heads or tails?
Oh,
what do you like?
Tails.
Love for tails? All right. I got you on heads, unfortunately. Evis, which color?
I'll do white.
All right. Take the white pieces. Now, you guys know the format because you both played the format, but it is first to 6, and you don't have to win by 2. It's not tennis. 6.5, 5.5, 6-5. These are winning scores. So the only addition to this is that you've got a timeout that you can call after and before any game. so not during. It's 3 minutes, pretty hard cap on the 3 minutes. So if you're not here back ready to start the next game after 3 minutes, then I'll start it anyway. So make sure you're around. And yeah, you can speak to your coach. You can stay muted, private conversations. You can even just take a break yourself. You don't have to call a timeout, but you certainly can. And in case Eviscerated calls one, bam, of course, you can still use that time however you'd like. So if you both end up calling a timeout, then total of 6 minutes that you have as a break. But yeah, that's it for me. I'll start the first game between you guys on chess.com/play/online. And then after that, you guys just rematch. And if you'd like to call timeout, Evis, you can just unmute, say so in the call, and bam, you can do the same or do on the camera, and I'll probably see it as well. That's all from me. Any questions?
Nothing from me. Good luck,
I'm
Eviscerated.
You too, Bam.
All right, let's get it. Well, let's mute up in Zoom, and then I'll do the same so you won't be able to hear me. Good luck, boys. Start the games in a couple minutes. Eviscerated is taking the white pieces. All right, we're ready to start. 1st to 6, Sunday night. Hope you guys had a great weekend, but it's not over. It's not over. 1200 Eviscerated, 1122 Bhamdeezy. And we see Eviscerated with what I would say is a fantastic lazy opening. I love playing like this sometimes. You just give up the bishop. If I'm Eviscerated, there's a very important thing that I need to do here. And it's this. This is, sorely missed. So just to backtrack a little, basically, even if black takes here, this pawn is a target, and it just is so disconnected from everything else. It's not a good structure to have. And obviously here, you just win a pawn. So I think queen b3 is another really good move. It hits the bishop, the pawn in the center, and the pawn there. Somehow, some way, we've reached this position, which I do think is good for Eviscerated. I don't care for this move because it kind of leaves the knight hanging. Not hanging, but you know what I mean. It leaves it hanging out to dry. Might have to move it away. White should be playing this move. Yes, this is the right idea. It's a fantastic idea. But what I don't care for is this. It just seems unnecessary. But one way or another, Eviscerated got that pawn isolated the way he's supposed to. The difference is Bhamdeezy has things defended. He's got his knight in. And there actually is a threat right now in the position. Why is there only one person on camera? Only one person wants to go on camera. No other way to explain it. Obviously, it's a little bit nicer when everyone's on cam, but it was a highly, highly encouraged item for people to participate, but not required. So queen c6. This is what we're waiting for. This one can always defend, so it's not the end of the world. I think Eviscerated is so far playing a really nice game. And yes, even though we might see this, he has this as an answer. Got to make sure this is always covered. Now, he could take this, or he could double up. He decides to take. Bam has the outside pass pawn. If a lot of pieces trade, maybe you'll find me saying, okay, hang on a sec, maybe it's not so good for white. But for now, I actually think Eviscerated is doing just about everything correct. Black has to spend an extra move on making an escape square as well. And this has been available for so many moves. And what a great example, guys. I was talking about how the outside pass... Oh. So you could take that, and for some reason he doesn't. And he's getting fancy with the checkmate here. But I say fancy because this is probably not advised. And there you go, a big mistake here. Now, as black, I would almost just make an escape square. I know that this can be taken. This is tempting as well. Even this, d5, it's not quite checkmate there. Oh, you had to take that as Bhamdeezy. Now, you have to be a little mindful here. The queen is going to cover this a1 square. So the a-pawn's not that scary here, right? Oh, no. Against the bishop, you cannot advance like that. Incorrect. Guys, look at this bishop. It's covering everything. No. If you're advancing against the bishop, you advance on the the same color, and then you put them together and then advance on the same color as the bishop. That way it can't blockade. Look at this. Perfect blockade. No, you advance on the opposite color of your bishop. You advance on the same color as your opponent's bishop. Make sure you have it right. And so if you have opposite bishops, it makes it very easy. Queen a2, correct. You cannot take that queen because look at the blockade, guys. Look at the blockade. I don't understand this from Bhamdeezy. What's going on here? He just abandoned his a-pawn. What's the guy doing? The a-pawn is a couple squares from queening. Now d7's a real threat. You could try c6 and d7. Oh, the queen trade. I don't know if I agree with that. But if you don't stop this move, if you don't bring the king, this move is huge. No one's playing it. He thinks he can't play it. Now it's too late. Pawns all on dark squares. Amazing. Eviscerated has a fantastic chance to win here. I honestly think I'd prefer to play white. Send it. Oh, no, that's not the move. How quick is Bhamdeezy? Really good job by Bam. If he plays f6, is the best move in the position. No, he plays the worst. He hangs the piece. 3 seconds. Eviscerated surely has the win. He just needs to go take everything. Don't worry about this pawn. Okay, he goes the wrong way. He gets it done. Eviscerated. What a choke from Bhamdeezy, but I'm not going to lie, guys. I was calling it. It did not look easy to play. You have a bishop. The guy's 3 pawns, and Bhamdeezy put every single one of his pawns on the same color as his bishop. So it actually was legitimately just an easier position to play down a piece. That's just the truth. 1-0 Eviscerated. A5. So, Bam, I'm trying to understand this A5 move, but I'm guessing, like, did he think he was losing a pawn here? Because why not just take back? What is A5? I'm trying to understand that. Bishop here. If queen takes, then rook takes a5. So there's something there. That's a good response. Now, interestingly enough, if you bring the knight back, you actually run into a really, really strong move there. This is not quite the same because this is hanging, but that's why I was mentioning the f4 move. I actually think that Eviscerated, if he played knight c6, would have a tremendous position. Knight g6 I don't care for. Now we can see the potential of an attack. But let's see here. Bishop d3 would be normal. He's trying to take control of the or the d4 square, but he's blundering the f4 pawn. Queen d4 is even worse. Eviscerated's castling, and we're going to see an all-in moment because you're probably going to double. You're probably going to maybe put the rook here, queen here. If you don't go all in on the attack here, you're completely dead. And I think Bhamdeezy knows it. What's the material? Is it just 2 pawns? It is. 2 pawns here, guys. The rook's coming here. You can maybe try to do this. Something on the G file. Let's see. Rook to E1 as well. I really like. It's difficult for Eviscerated because you don't feel comfortable playing this, do you? Right? You don't feel comfortable playing f6. And so what can you do? G6? Oh my goodness, it looks terrible. Bhamdeezy has some serious threats here, guys. Well, put them together. Oh, this would be a nasty, nasty move. Oh, but come on, Eviscerated. You got to be better than that, man. You got to be better than that. That is not acceptable. Mate in one, and it's 1-1. Okay, now what I want to see from Eviscerated is, will he commit to taking this and going with the queen? Okay, he takes now. Bhamdeezy should take with the queen there because he can. Eviscerated should be happy with this, in my opinion. I think he wants to go like queen here, rook here, just bishop and castle. Okay, absolutely no reason to do that. And he has a very high chance of blundering more material. What did I say? Queen d2 drops the rook, knight d2 drops the bishop. He needed to move his king, and that's not an easy decision to make. But not understanding bishop d3 from Eviscerated. No, I mean, huh? Honestly, if queen e2, he might lose more material. He misses the free piece right there. Bhamdeezy is right beside him. Like, it couldn't be more obvious than that. What is the guy thinking? Incredible. Bhamdeezy's positions here, I have to say, are no good. They're really not. I love this opening and this position that Eviscerated is getting. However, Bhamdeezy somehow is like, he's coming out on top. And it's from silly reasons, like just not defending your knight when it's attacked. I love the pressure from Eviscerated. This knight probably wants to be here. The problem is that black's up a pawn. If white had a pawn on b2, this would just be a stable edge because you just have a weakness, an easy weakness to target. But because we're missing the b2 pawn, obviously the edge has to be for Bhamdeezy here. Still, I just always like the solid nature of white's game. The reason is, if you win this pawn as white, that's it. Like, you're much better all of a sudden. So black has to be so careful. And I think black has to spend time on an escape square as well. I wonder if he's actually threatening rook takes. I think he's looking at this. As Eviscerated. Okay, I wonder if we're going to see this. No, doubles. Now you have to be careful. Put it that way. That's not a very careful move, but okay, big time tactics available. First of all, rook takes f4 is actually no good, surprisingly, because of this. So you can see the lads are dorking. Queen b3. Guys, if this falls, huge problems for Bhamdeezy if this falls. Knight a6 is not good. Knight c6 is playable, but definitely sucks. Rook takes. What is this tactic from Bhamdeezy? I've never seen someone sit there and calculate a tactic for their opponent. And if you ain't snorking, you're dorking. This is a BrahChamps matchup. We got two guys missing back ranked me. This is downright embarrassing. What? Are you kidding me right now? Fellas, like, open your eyes here. Queen c8, I mean, he's got this one now. Queen d7 probably would have been the more desirable move, but yeah, I got nothing to recommend. Oh man, Eviscerated will be sick if he doesn't win this. It's 1-1. He missed checkmate. He finds the best move in the current position. So after messing up, he's now got it. He should take with the queen. These guys are hilarious. Just no safety. Now he does it. Okay, I respect it. I would have taken the free piece, but that's just me. At least he's got it now. And, well, yeah. Why do I feel... There we go. Why do I feel like it's about time these guys spot this tactic? I mean, Bhamdeezy Just allowing back rank mate like that time and time again. The double dork. One thing that you guys are probably, that you might be noticing here is you might be noticing that Eviscerated is not starting the game with b4. Did you notice that? It's important to realize he usually does, right? We got the Ubitzia g4 technology. He's not playing b4 this match. He's switched to d4, bishop g5, the Trumpovsky, and clearly that's something that he and the coach have worked on. And I like it. I love the switch here. You don't want to be that predictable, kind of playing this like offbeat, subpar opening. So it's worked out phenomenally. Eviscerated has done very well with d4 bishop to g5. So I thought that I'd take a moment and point out that coaching adjustment, which sees him playing an opening that, in my opinion, has worked out tremendously. Needs some fine tuning in terms of taking on d5, playing queen b3, and certainly not blundering the c-pawn, but I think his openings have been really good. This position, wild. I don't know. Bhamdeezy has not handled the French very well. I'm getting the feeling that Bam doesn't handle the French well, just period, because c4 is quite a strange move. Bishop b5 is just a bad move. This is terrible. So I can tell already that Bhamdeezy does not have a line against the French. He doesn't even have a recapture. Bam! We're not recapturing pieces? Like, hello? Bishop a4. He's just not taking it back. What is going on here? He's missing back rank mate. He's like unrecognizable. Knight d4. It's like, great, these moves are good, but you're down a piece now. It's not good enough. h5. Eviscerated is doing all the right things right now. All the right things. But even if white had an extra knight on f3, this would still be an interesting game. The fact is, this is just over. Like, you're just up a clean piece here. Yeah, Bhamdeezy has definitely had some performance jitters, that's for sure. It's interesting because I would have, put him as the most confident. Now, what we don't want to see from Eviscerated is something like this. I don't know. I just don't trust this type of position. So I'm curious how he's going to handle not castling. That's something that's kind of an acquired taste. You're not necessarily, it's not necessarily easy to play those positions. This and this, tough. Okay, h3. I respect this. After that last game, you guys have to put your hands together for a move like h3. You have to look at a guy, seeing what went wrong, and saying, you know what? Let me make sure that does not happen this game. So credit to Bhamdeezy for figuring that one out. Now, there's something Bhamdeezy's not figuring out, and it's that rook c1 is a great move. It's an open file. It's not rocket science. Rooks belong in open files. Rook c1 needs to be played. f6. It's possible he misses that. Yeah. Well, it's possible. Very possible. That's the way she goes. It's the way she goes there. 25 seconds for Bhamdeezy. And he's getting absolutely drilled here. This is forced mate in a couple moves. Rook g1 or rook h2. He cannot go that way. And rook h2. I love it. I love the clearance sacrifice there. Beauty tactic. Okay, Bhamdeezy is switching it up, and I like that he's switching it up himself because I've been saying the games haven't been working out. There's no other way to present it. Like the D5 that we've seen from him has not been good. Now let's see what Eviscerated has against this, because all of a sudden Bhamdeezy's changed his variation, and Eviscerated is looking out of sorts here. He's looking out of sorts. This does not look like a good position. Queen C2, but the thing is, you can take the center here. You can just get the pieces out. This is all Bhamdeezy from the opening here. And it's all because he switched up the moves. He didn't just blindly play D5 over and over. Adaptability goes a long way, especially in a match situation where someone's clearly prepared something for you. Remember, Eviscerated showed up. His move was 1b4 in the last match. 1b4. And he showed up to this match. He's doing nothing of the sort. He's playing D4, Bishop G5. You know he's prepared. So Bhamdeezy finally doing the right thing. And guys, we can actually see a huge issue here. If I would be very, very nervous about this. Bishop D5 would have been an incredible move. And seriously, like Knight G5 is an absolutely murderous move. You got mate here. You got mate here. Instead, unfortunately, Bishop B3, lots of trades. Black maybe trades the queens. All of a sudden, it's terrible for Eviscerated. But there was a moment there where Bishop D5, Knight G5 looked insanely good. There's this one. There's this. Well, actually, this one drops this. Yeah, maybe just this. Very funny move, by the way. Like, it just kind of happened. Bishop D6, but like I can't explain this. This is like breaking level 1 habits. Like, why aren't we taking the center? Like, I just don't understand. Bhamdeezy's playing some very strange chess with Bishop D6. And now it's sitting on D6, and the light squared bishop can't develop. Now, white's missing a light squared bishop, which is tragic. This position is really bad for Eviscerated. But as I say that, Bhamdeezy plays an absolute howler. And you're right back in this thing with some easy development. Yep. Black's up a pawn, but amazing, amazing knight. And oh no, Bhamdeezy he's dropping absolutely everything, folks. Literally, absolutely everything. He is furious with himself. Will he call a timeout? Yes, he will. Timeout called. Timeout called by Bhamdeezy. 3 minutes on the clock starting now. Now, I'll tell you one thing. Bhamdeezy needs a full reset. The Trumpovsky, even here, to not win this game or get a good position as Bhamdeezy is just really bad because he's crushing. He went from crushing to losing in a couple of minutes. A couple of moves. So if he just moves his bishop and plays d5, or if he doesn't play bishop d6 and plays d5, it all makes sense. Right? It all makes sense. But I don't understand this. He's forgetting to snork. He's getting back rank mated. Bhamdeezy's blundered his queen at least in 2 games, if not more. He's putting bishops in front of pawns. Eviscerated is no saint here, but the score is 4-1, and we can see it reflected in the chess. If I'm looking back on the basics, it's Bhamdeezy who you can look back and say, what is bishop d6 here? That's not a fundamental. Where's the snork? The fundamentals. And he's hanging his queen and his pieces way too much, right? He hung his queen with queen takes g7 in the previous game. He hung his queen in this game, queen a6. Like, big pieces are hanging here. And we could see the old Magnus Carlsen desk slam. If you can't play like Magnus, at least rage like him. Vicarian Jessler, thanks for a couple of kick subs. 1, 2, and 3 earlier. Four to 1. It's a match to 6. Eviscerated in control right now. Bhamdeezy has to come back a different person after this timeout. Fish says he and his fighter are locked in. He gave some well-needed and last-minute advice there, Fish. Your boy needs some confidence injected into his veins. And remember, Eviscerated also gets time to speak to the coach. He's killing it right now. All right, and we are coming back. All right, that is 3 minutes. Eviscerated and Bhamdeezy. Please start the next game. See, Bhamdeezy's not here. We're going to have to start. It's a strict 3 minutes. Oh, Bhamdeezy's going to be in trouble here. We're going to have to start at the minimum with a 30-second deficit, if not forfeit the game. Low Bam. Hello, guys? No. We got a Bam wasn't even here. This game we can, I don't know, draw or something. We can't hear you, Bam. There you go. So we went to you took your timeout. 3 minutes passed. I said, let's start the games. Then I had to start the game because you weren't here. And then after about 25 seconds, chess.com doesn't, like, it just kind of aborts the game. So I need to start the next game, which will still be at 4-1, and it will have you with the white pieces. But I need to start it and apply a time deficit on your clock. Yeah. So I'm going to start the next game, and then you guys can rematch from there. And I'm going to take 30 seconds off your starting time, Bam. Okay. So, yep. So hold tight. I'll start the next game, and you guys can rematch from there. And Bam, you're going to have white. Okay. So remember, the half point does not count. And just want to make sure. So Bhamdeezy was black. And then they drew. All right, there you go. That's 30 seconds off Bhamdeezy's time. He was about 25 to 30 seconds late. So we'll start up like this. That's about as fair as we can draw it up. Eviscerated is at 4, not 4.5 though. So I hope these guys are keeping track of the fact that that draw obviously didn't count. So it's 4-1. Let's see. First things first, when you come into a situation where you're kind of at a deficit, you're at a time deficit or something, first things first, even up the time. Even at the cost of your position, there's something that feels like you're always behind unless you can get things evened up. So that would be my plan coming in. You're rattled for sure, but you definitely want to come in and not feel like you're on the back foot. He's still down 20 seconds. Got a great position here. Oh, real missed opportunity to double the pawns. You always want to take those. Yeah, F4 would have been a nice one. Hey, this is great though. Bhamdeezy has the absolute perfect game here. He's got easy trades. Matter of fact, if he takes with the queen, he's covering the E file. Normally you should take with the queen here, by the way. Insane move. Most insane move I've ever seen. You're joking me. It's also mate, so the bishop has to go back. Like, truly insane. Literally, the best possible thing that could happen to Bhamdeezy. He's down 30 seconds. He's clearly rattled. An absolute terrible game from Eviscerated. I mean, this is done. Bishop here is probably the way to go. Queen here's fantastic as well. Yeah, I mean, this is over, and he's even got this. So he can't possibly lose here. Bhamdeezy, you can see he's kind of reigniting a little bit there. He needed that. And Eviscerated played into his hands there. Right? You got that time advantage. You gotta make them work. He might be taking a little bit of a timeout right now. Maybe a 1-minute timeout. Bhamdeezy making it look easy. There we go. Takes. It is mate in a couple moves, and there it is. Oh my God. Are you joking me right now? He just pre-moved rook h8. If black played f6, he would have lost the game. That is the most moronic decision I have ever seen. It's like, obviously nothing happened, so we're just not even talking about it. That was the dumbest pre-move ever. He is very lucky that he's not breaking his table right now, because playing f6 honestly makes sense. It's the most likely move. It's the best move. It's the computer move. Like it's everything. So anyway, that's in the past. But I'm just going to say, Bhamdeezy, a little bit fortunate there. Got to point that out. All right. Bishop's being forced back. Eviscerated is losing his mind. We need a timeout the other way. Immediate, timeout has to be called. Eviscerated is unrecognizable. If we don't see timeout after this game, I got nothing to say. I don't understand. You cannot play those 2 games in a row and not call a timeout. Well, he's got a backup coach, Tim. He's got a backup coach on standby, and I don't care if there's a coach to talk to. You gotta take a timeout, just to breathe. You can't keep playing chess after this. Now, obviously, there's the fact that if Bhamdeezy loses this game, then, you know, it's just the most embarrassing thing ever. But barring that happening, I mean, hopes and dreams. Yeah, I respect this move. Take with the pawn. Yep. Yeah, Bhamdeezy, it goes without saying, cannot lose this game. E4. I mean, this is hit, so that comes to mind, but also moving the knight somewhere. Yep, that looks correct. All it takes is, you know, a queen d6 move, like just something so silly, so stupid. And look, the knights are defending. Rook's coming to c2 to keep that defended. There's not easy pawn breaks in the position. You can double the rooks, but it's not entirely clear what's occurring there. I think that Bhamdeezy's. Oh, okay. I was gonna say I think he's interested in sacking, but no, he plays something else. King f3. Very, very solid play from Eviscerated. It's very strange, but it's actually playing quite well considering he's down a full queen. Like, you know what I mean, guys? A full queen, a whole entire queen. There's no gimmicks, like there's no knight for queen. It's just like take the queen off the board and it's like a competitive position. You're down a lot of material here. Okay, now this I do not care for. This has to be a move you play in your sleep. I would probably try this, although, you know, we're discussing moves in a losing position, so yeah. I think Bhamdeezy's got it now. He's definitely figured it out. And remember, his king has an escape square, so. But yeah, it all fell apart when the sack on c4 was permitted. That's the issue. This, yeah. He's got it. That's actually mate in one. When you see mate in one, look for better. All right, we have a 3-minute timeout, this time called by Eviscerated. 3 minutes on the clock, starting now. Definitely the correct timeout call. It is 4-3. I'm going to remind the players that the half point does not count towards the overall score when I set them back in, because I would honestly forget that. But remember, it is 4-3 right now. Bhamdeezy with a little bit of a comeback, but Eviscerated, very good timeout. He needed the reset, dropped the queen, and the game before that, he just dropped an entire rook in one move and handed an easy win to Bhamdeezy when he was up on the clock from the start. Both players used their timeouts, I would say, in pretty much the optimal spot in this match so far. You could argue maybe, you know, a game or two earlier for Bhamdeezy, but no, I think it all makes perfect sense. About halfway through the timeout, Yeah, Bhamdeezy vibes are completely different now. You can obviously tell after 2 big wins there. For those that don't know yet, we have a YouTube channel called chessbrah Extra, and we've started to upload the BrahChamps matchups there. So the first one got uploaded, and they should be fairly regular there from now on. About 30 seconds left in this timeout. Let's see if Eviscerated can bounce back. That's been the story so far. All right. Let's get the fighters back in. All right. Eviscerated, Bhamdeezy, that is 3 minutes. Please remember that the score is 4-3. I wonder if they heard that. They seem to start the game very quickly. So who knows? But remember, the score is 4-3. And it matters here. Eviscerated has hit him with the French, and something we don't talk about enough, but I think is a big key to Bhamdeezy's comeback here, is adaptability. Eviscerated was crushing him with the Trumpovsky. Now, to be fair, Bhamdeezy played c5, got an amazing position, and actually ended up still losing that game. But still, the adaptability to change his opening brought him a good position for the first time. Same thing here. The exchange French is not that good, but Bhamdeezy was getting killed by the French. He was losing all his center pawns. So I just think that what we're seeing time and time again is Bhamdeezy willing to adjust in this matchup and change his openings that are his opponent has clearly prepared well against. And this move was played last time. This is not a good position, so I wonder if we're going to see it again. G5, another poor move. Eviscerated is not handling this position as well as the others. He doesn't seem as well prepared. Probably doubling the rooks. He did that last time. F4 is another great looking move. Taking is usually not what you want to do. Sure, this makes sense. He's just applying pressure. Nothing too crazy. Eviscerated is up in the match, but this position requires a lot of care. I mean, I think we know what Bhamdeezy's going to do unless he sees a better move and he gets interested in Queen F5. I would have doubled because increasing the pressure like that can only be a good thing. But okay, it's obviously this is not a mistake. This cannot be a mistake. Eviscerated took his time out, so there's no more regrouping to be done. He may try to offer queen exchange. No, instead he goes with the knight. I understand what he's doing, but remember, if he ever steps away with the bishop, there's going to be something there. Queen e5. I guess. I see what he's doing. I'm a little concerned because I'm looking at like this, or I guess there's this. That's kind of a weird move because you actually just trapped your own queen here. I don't like that move. But only because there was better available. I think there were some discovered attacks there. He gets out of the pin. I understand that. Queen here and here. That looks like a great idea. Are we going to see this? Is he going to go back? No way. Now it looks bad. Okay, this is a huge move though. And this might be completely dead here. Knight takes, do not. Oh no. This is the definite way to go. Queen takes g6, sure. I mean, bishop e5 is screaming, just winning the game on the spot. Bhamdeezy sees it, but Eviscerated has a way out here. The only thing is, now it doesn't really matter because look at the time, right? Bhamdeezy is starting to really feel his positions. Rook here is probably the only trick. Yeah, and if you want, you could just trade everything. You got 3 pawns. Bhamdeezy feels like nothing can go wrong here. Eviscerated has not put a point up in a while. Takes is no good. Got to be a little careful. I think that looks like the right idea. Careful now. 13 seconds, and that'll do it. Mate in 1 look for better. He can just take that. I was going to say rook e8 after taking. And that is a mating pattern. Eviscerated is starting to get the speed going. Ooh, and that's going to hurt. Oh, he's forcing him to play the best move. And obviously, Bhamdeezy's got it at this point. It is 4-4. The comeback is fully on here. I think it's because of the changes. Let's see if he continues to apply it. No, he goes back to this line. I think it's a mistake. Now, these have been very playable. Unless he's discussed how to actually play these positions, I don't like this from Bhamdeezy. And again, he's in a bad position. This is a sore spot. Nice. Okay, Eviscerated he probably reviewed this. Okay, I can tell Bhamdeezy might be in trouble. Eviscerated clearly got some advice about knight e2. And this pawn is going to be a goner. Now, taking, unfortunately, you actually just dropped this. So the one thing Eviscerated's not remembering is queen b3 is a hero move. Like, play queen b3 every single time. But Bhamdeezy, he should not be too happy with this game. I don't know why he didn't go with that c5 stuff. We'll see. I think this is a problematic line for black. Oh, but Eviscerated. What are these moves? Rook a2. Oh no, he's remembering like a little bit of everything, mixing things up. He's completely choking the game now. Yeah, white just had to take the pawn in the middle, and it's better for white. Better for white. Yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing here. You can just pick everything up if you want to. He's going to offer a queen trade. Of course, white wants no part in that. Yeah, this is a hope and a dream here. Understandable. Bhamdeezy. He's tied it up. B4 would be the worst move. Right there. Super safe. Now, Bhamdeezy's probably got trauma, so I expect we'll see h6 in the next couple moves. Like, now would be a phenomenal time. But maybe he'll just keep pushing. Yep. He's blocking. I think now you kind of have to reposition over here. This looks really nice. Again, I don't see the reason why you wouldn't play h6 here. You're up a piece. How can you lose the game? Like, it's literally... I mean, this is a huge threat. Yeah. I don't know. I would take the time to do this, but anything he does will be winning here. There you go. Maturity. I think he's adapted to a lot of things over this match. It was abysmal at the beginning. He fixed 2 openings and he's fixed back rank, and it's his opponent, not him, who's hanging full queens and full pieces. So got to credit Bhamdeezy for seeing the horrid mistakes and fixing them. And I was handing out credit before the timeout. You guys are talking about a timeout, like some magic happened in the timeout. Nothing happened in the timeout. He didn't fix his opening in the timeout. He fixed it before, actually. Now, maybe he got some great advice there to play the French exchange. But Bhamdeezy definitely deserves a lot of credit here. You guys are talking about the timeout, like like Bhamdeezy did fuck all. Oh my God. That comeback from Bhamdeezy. Did you see the timeout? Unbelievable. Well timed. God. It's a really good timeout. Like, okay. Guy's here working his tail off. 38 seconds. Panic hours for Bhamdeezy. This is a choke. You have to consider this a choke. Who knows what Eviscerated is going to find here, but this is definitely a choke. Let's see. You also might get an idea to do this. Yeah, unfortunately, it's such a passive move. D8 there would have. I think that's a serious comeback, actually. And let's not forget, I mean, there's 30 seconds. Anything can go wrong here. Eviscerated is well within his rights to play on, as he should. That move hurts, though. Yeah, you're probably not coming back after that. Yeah, this is covered. I hear that. Putting the king maybe in a stalemating sequence. Okay. Yeah, queen f1 hangs the queen, by the way. Okay, centralize again. This is a huge Bhamdeezy choke. We're not seeing convincing moves here at all. Oh my goodness, he missed mate there. Oh my goodness! And the pre-moves are coming in from Eviscerated. This is insane. A generational choke. Everything's hanging. Literally everything is hanging. Bhamdeezy just lost this game. Absolutely fucked up. That is so crazy. That's the worst choke. No, hang on a sec. Is it worse than the Piesky choke? I can't remember. You guys remember there was another full rook up position? I think this one might have been worse. Oh my God. I don't know. Both are so horrid. Both are so bad. This one I think was worse because it was like, it was completely nothing. It was 2 rooks and 30 seconds. I think this one is much worse, actually, and I don't think it's close. I think it's actually not comparable. It was technically 2 rooks, and he had 30 seconds on the clock. This is insanity. And Eviscerated is on match point right now, but don't trick yourself into thinking he can draw the game and win. That is not the case. But a win for Eviscerated would win the match. Oh my goodness. I mean, that is just... Yeah, this is the right move. Now, what you actually want to do as white is usually put the knight in there yourself. Instead, he takes advantage eviscerated. This attack is nothing. Advantage eviscerated. F4, yeah, F5 looks scary. This is kind of a fake attack here, but it's scary. It's always scary to be attacked. Bhamdeezy sticking to his guns here. I'm still in shock. Like, I can't believe that right now it's not match point for Bhamdeezy. So insane. Okay, guys, it's all in. A huge move from Eviscerated. This is a very good move. He's got this hanging, and then he can kick out this knight. But Bhamdeezy he's just all in. Like, I don't agree with his threats. I don't think they exist. But he has to go for them. I think black is winning here, but I think it's scary to be attacked. And with ideas like this, and maybe e4 in the position, I think stuff can go wrong. Let's see. He has this one. Yes, this is exactly what you need. Eviscerated defending properly. He's down 30 seconds, though. Eviscerated can lock in at the end. We've seen some insane speed. Like, it's one thing for Bhamdeezy to choke the last one, but you also have to keep things going. Eviscerated deserves a lot of credit for that. This is not good enough. Now, G6 is wrong. This is where I would almost play a move like this. Scared. But then you play that, and all of a sudden white hits you with this. That's a very fair move. This is exactly what I was talking about. You add another piece. Oh, knight f4 would have been massive for the white pieces. I mean, do you just send this? He goes bishop d2. I love that move. And it even helps the c-pawn. That's a very good move. What? What are you threatening? Rook f6? It's an insane idea. He's hoping to just shock the guy to death. He's got nothing. And he's about to get checkmated. He has... Okay, he takes, which means he does have the knight. But, guys, I mean, the pawns are going. There's no threats. Eviscerated has 30 seconds to win this game and win the match. Here, there is mate. Oh, that's very likely. He might go here. Also, knight g3, I think, does make some sense. Yeah, that's sneaky. Very sneaky. Don't get distracted. He doesn't. He goes with the a-pawn. Absolutely correct. There's not enough threats here. If the knight moves, queen, checkmate. He has to play h3. That's coming with a check. Check. He can sack for this. Queen takes h6, but it's too late. That's the right idea, by the way. Sacking for a check. At least there's no checkmate now. He can try knight h5. Knight h5 could be something. Oh my goodness, this could be something. He could go for a draw. He goes for the win with knight h5. He's got checkmate, remember. Queen d4 would be huge. He's got this idea. Will he play this? He finds queen g5. He finds queen g5. The move he needed, and the match, it belongs to Eviscerated. Wow. The scramble at the end. Hello, boys.
Jeez, Mom.
Yeah. That was a close one. I kind of just went for something kind of crazy at the end there. and just kind of hope for the best. Nice game, man. Nice one.
I was definitely in trouble. You just let me break through and get my bishop into a better position.
Yeah, that was a nice one, man. Great job. You deserved it.
Yeah, for sure. GG's.
GG's.
Yeah, and that last one, it looked a bit speculative, Bam. But it's the case when you're attacking that it's a little bit easier to play, and it's very tough to play defense. So I thought Eviscerated defended, especially on the very last move, that Queen G5 check. I mean, there's mate in one, if not Queen G5. So it was also very well defended. Before we get to anything, I'm still stuck. My head is still stuck in last game, because that's points left on the table, Bam. Like, that's 2 rooks up. That's 30 seconds. That has to be the moment of the match to look back on, because that puts you on match point, not Eviscerated.
Yeah, really bad on my part. I should have converted that better. But yeah, GG's to my opponent. Played a great game, and good use of the timeouts for sure. Because I think for both of us, I think it worked out best for us. So learn my lesson from the first round. So
yeah, Eviscerated. I was. It definitely looked like at the start you were really on it, and your openings were just much better. And you came prepared with a different opening than B4. Obviously, coach's advice. You came a little more solid today with D4. Was that the plan?
So before this tournament started, I was a London player, and Ubi picked up on that, and he was like, "Well, you're already familiar with the London. You're already familiar with D4, so let's just go Trumpowski."
Yep.
So
is this brand new?
To change it up.
Was this brand new for you?
Trumpowski's new to me. Yeah. Okay. So the past few days, I've been learning Trumpowski and a couple of other openings that I'll wait to show for Darkspur.
Great stuff. I thought that the Trump worked really well. Bam, I also was quick to credit your adaptability. Probably the best that I've seen from any individual, because you were getting hit with 2 openings. I think one you kind of mended yourself, and then one you might have fixed in the timeout. The French was killing you. Your center was disappearing. And the Trump was actually getting a good position for Eviscerated every time. And it was because you played this D5 line. You had one game, it's actually the game right before your timeout. So it ended up as your worst game because you were blundering everything. But you played C5 against the Trump, and you actually got your best opening by far. So I was wondering if you even knew you played C5, or if that was a random tilt move. You were just I want to play something different. Because it was great.
It was definitely a random tilt move for sure. Yeah, I just wanted to switch it up a bit, because I'm not too booked up with the Trumpowski, and it doesn't get played that often against me. So I just kind of just tried my best and just hope for the best to happen.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. And Eviscerated. I mean, you must have been thinking in your head what we were all thinking at some point, was holy shit, I'm up 4-1 and I might lose 6-4. You knew the comeback was happening, right? How'd you get over that?
If you ask my coach, he can tell you that about 99% of the time I'm pretty oblivious. I'm
a blessing.
With, things like that. So thinking about, I'm going to lose 6-4, that never really crossed my mind. I was still stuck on, I can't believe I hung my queen, and then I hung my queen again. And the second time I did it, I managed to I don't know. It seemed like you were struggling to break through, and I was down a whole queen.
It's true.
Focusing on my position, trying to better myself after blundering pieces, since that seems to be the trajectory I'll be on for this entire tournament, is how many pieces can I blunder?
Well, yeah, you guys were unintentionally competing there. Bam at the beginning of the match, unrecognizable, more than one queen hang. And then a couple after his timeout for you, Eviscerated. Like you said, kind of back to back. And all of a sudden, the match kind of evened up. It was very entertaining. I enjoyed watching the adaptability from Bhamdeezy switching up the openings, but goes to show, Evis, I think you and Ubitsia put together a pretty good game plan. Like the Trump was a nice opening. I thought it worked well for you, and even your French looked really good. Like you must have enjoyed the positions you got with the French until he switched it to the exchange French, and then I thought you were
the
caught.
exchange.
Yeah, you were caught
He switched
off guard.
to the exchange, and I was just like, God damn it! Why couldn't we stick with the advance? I really like the advanced variation. I put a lot of time into
that was a suggestion from Coach Fish, and so the second he told me that, I said, okay, perfect. I'm going to do that immediately. So because I didn't know what I was doing really, so I just I just went for the simplest approach and simplify everything from the opening and just hope for the best from there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the exchange always feels like pretty drawish and pretty boring to me. So I really can't stand it. It's almost like who blunders first and who can survive the closed-in king is really what the exchange feels like.
It's just pure frustration, right? As well, like you're playing against it, and you're just there's hatred fueling inside you, and you're just like, man, it's got low T, exchange French, and I get it. I used to play the French, and it's frustrating. So that was another great call from your camp, Bhamdeezy, which is why, because it was a match where, there were great openings, great changes, different attempts, blunders of entire queens on both sides, wild time scrambles. For me, that second last game, it's a stinger because that should have been yours, Bam. And who knows, maybe he still wins this. You guys are tied 5-5 and there's another game to play. So it truly was a very, very close match.
Yeah, close match. I was really looking forward to this. And, I just want to say thank you to my coach, Coach Fish. He's been great this whole time throughout this whole process. It's been amazing. So shout out to Coach Fish. He's one of the best out here. So thank you so much for your time and everything. Shout out to everybody else that's been so active in this tournament. Dark Spur, Stockholmian, everybody that's been part of this, Aman, yourself, Eric, my opponents, everybody's been amazing. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thanks for being a part of this, Bam. We definitely expected you to make a big run, maybe not as big as we might have thought, but it was nice to see your progress. You're working with Coach Fish. We got to see a lot of development, and I hope you take it in stride. And I know you're a grinder, and you're in on the chess, so I'm sure you'll be putting this to good use.
I'll be back for sure. So it's not the last of me.
Sweet. Well, we do lose someone, but Eviscerated, we get to celebrate your win and also announce that you're moving on in the bracket, which means that your next opponent is Dark Spur. Now, Dark Spur, came in pretty much, seems to be one of the higher rated players in the field. Obviously, you're not looking ahead too much, but since the match could be pretty soon, any thoughts on Dark Spur as an opponent there, Evis?
Dark Spur is really tough. I'm just gonna focus more on myself and try and figure out how to stop hanging pieces, because I think that's what's really gonna hurt me in the long run. Is I just keep on hanging at the house pretty much. But hopefully this time I put on a little bit better of a show for everybody and maybe up to my my gameplay a little bit.
Right.
The last time it hasn't really been like 1200 level, so hopefully it's a little bit closer to par this time.
Fair enough. Well, I think you both kind of got up to your level eventually, even if it maybe wasn't there at times during this match. And well, we're excited to see your next one, Eviscerated. Bam, thanks as always, man, for being a part of it. Thanks for your time on this late Sunday for both of you. And we actually have we'll be joined by Valentinian tonight, so the kick stream will stay on. So maybe see you guys in chat, but congrats again, Evis.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
GG's, Bum.
GG's, and congratulations again. And thank you guys to the chat as well. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the love.
Let's go.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
All right, guys.
Good night, boys.
Good night.